The history of New Zealand is one of the most detailed and well-documented narratives in the Pacific, shaped by late human settlement, strong Indigenous institutions, intense colonial conflict, and an ongoing process of reconciliation. Its isolation allowed a unique culture to flourish, while later global connections transformed it into a modern nation-state with a strong sense of identity. New Zealand was one of the last major landmasses settled by humans, around 1250 to 1300 CE. Polynesian navigators from eastern Polynesia arrived in large double-hulled canoes, waka, guided by advanced celestial navigation and ocean knowledge. These settlers became the Maori, developing a society closely tied to land, wenua, ancestry, whakapapa, and collective responsibility. Maori organised themselves into iwi, tribes, hapu, sub-tribes, and wānau, extended families, with leadership based on lineage, mana, authority, and consensus. Maori society adapted ingeniously to New Zealand's cooler climate. Crops such as kumara were cultivated using storage pits and modified farming techniques, while hunting, fishing, and foraging supplemented diets. Fortified villages known as pa were built on hills and ridges, reflecting competition over land and resources. Maori culture was transmitted orally through storytelling, chants, genealogy, carving, tattooing, tā moko, and spiritual belief systems that emphasized harmony between people and nature. European contact began in 1642 with Dutch explorer Abel Tasman, but violent encounters delayed further interaction. Sustained engagement came in 1769 when British explorer James Cook mapped the coastline. His voyages ushered in traders, whalers, missionaries, and settlers. These newcomers brought metal tools and new trade opportunities, but also diseases that dramatically reduced the Maori population. The introduction of muskets in the early 19th century led to the Musket Wars, a period of intense intertribal conflict that caused widespread displacement and loss of life. As European settlement increased, the British Crown sought to formalise authority and manage relations with Maori. This led to the signing of the Treaty of Waitangi in 1840, New Zealand's founding document. The treaty promised Maori protection of their lands, resources, and authority while granting Britain governance rights. However, differences between the Maori and English versions created lasting misunderstandings, particularly over sovereignty and land ownership. Following the treaty, New Zealand became a British colony, and pressure for land increased rapidly. Between the 1840s and 1870s, armed conflicts known as the New Zealand Wars erupted between Maori groups and colonial forces. Large areas of Maori land were confiscated as punishment for resistance, leading to economic marginalisation and long-term social inequality. These events remain central to historical grievances addressed today. By the late 19th century, New Zealand developed a strong settler society. Agriculture, especially sheep farming and dairy exports, became the backbone of the economy. The country gained self-governing status and introduced groundbreaking social reforms, including women's suffrage in 1893, the first in the world. Despite these advances, Māori communities continued to face land loss, poverty, and political exclusion. New Zealand played a significant role in World War I and World War II, forging a national identity through shared sacrifice, particularly during the Gallipoli campaign alongside Australia. After World War II, New Zealand experienced economic growth, urbanisation, and expanded welfare systems. Migration from the Pacific Islands and later Asia reshaped society, making the country increasingly multicultural. From the 1970s onward, Maori activism led to a cultural and political revival known as the Maori Renaissance. The government strengthened the Waitangi Tribunal, which investigates treaty breaches and recommends land returns and compensation. The Maori language, Te Reo Maori, was revitalised, gaining official status and prominence in education, media and public life. In the modern era, New Zealand is recognised for its stable democracy, environmental leadership and commitment to Indigenous rights. Though challenges remain, particularly around inequality, housing and land justice. The nation continues to evolve through dialogue between Maori and non-Maori communities, balancing tradition with modern global engagement. Overall, the history of New Zealand is a story of voyage, conflict, reform and reconciliation. From Polynesian explorers crossing the Pacific to a contemporary nation confronting its colonial past, New Zealand's journey reflects resilience, adaptation, and an ongoing effort to honour both its Indigenous foundations and multicultural present.